Some people are putting forward a vision of the future where everyone is unemployed, living in trailer parks, playing video games all day. But actually, we're not seeing that now. We have historically high employment rates, continuing economic growth, improvements in life expectancy and living standards, notwithstanding the ongoing impact of technology on the workplace and jobs. And when I first met Julie Elliott, Julie asked me, what are we going to do about the economy in constituencies like Sunderland Central? Tyler is 16 and leaving school in Sunderland. His takeaway from 11 years of state-funded education is that he's basically thick and doesn't have great prospects because of his working class background. What should we say to Tyler? And I would say, the future economy is extremely positive. The skills required are completely clear and extremely predictable and stable over time. You probably have some of them naturally, Tyler. The future belongs to people who can find inventive ways to create new products, new services, technology platforms, and new ways of doing things. And each of these new models not only has to be created, it has to be financed, sold, marketed, regulated, and adopted within society. We know that long-term economic growth will be 2 to 3% per annum in the first world, leading to a much wealthier society. Twice as wealthy within a generation, 3 or 4 times as wealthy in 2 generations. When agriculture gave way to industry, people didn't stop producing and eating food. Those products and services still existed, but a lot of new things came along in addition. There were railways, manufactured goods, textiles, and all this other stuff that wasn't there before. Similarly, the top 4 US companies on the S&P 500, Amazon, Apple, Google, and Facebook, weren't around a generation ago. How do we prepare young people for a world with rapid change and tremendous new opportunities? How do we help Tyler win? How do we as a nation get to play in the bigger game? We believe there is an economic ranking of skills, which is a practical framework to look at the future of workplace skills. This is an economic ranking, so we're not considering the broader societal benefits of particular jobs or enjoyment for the individual, important though those things are. We're dealing with the amount of earnings and certainty of earnings over a career. We contend that some skills are getting less valuable, but some are getting much more valuable and accessible to more people. Several times the economic value from one level to another within the economic ranking of skills. People don't have to progress through the stages. Anyone can go straight for number 1. At number 6, knowledge has basically gone. Anything I can Google in a few seconds, you'd struggle to charge somebody for that knowledge. Next, product and service delivery. If it can be defined, it can be outsourced, offshored, or automated. The gigging economy is here. The economic value of these kind of skills are going down. We don't know which industries are going to be successful tomorrow, but we largely do know what the jobs of tomorrow are going to be, because they're the same jobs that exist in every industry. Sales, marketing, customer support or training, operations, technology integration, finance, project management, strategy. Digital skills come into all these areas, and most people are a natural fit somewhere. The future is to be part of a winning team of individuals with complementary skills. Teams that can assemble quickly and disassemble quickly and move on to the next thing. Economic ranking number 3 is leadership, because people who can put together a team of other skills are more valuable than those with the individual skills. Character puts you in the minority, and scarcity is economically valuable. For example, in sales, being brave, clear, and proactive enough to close a deal. In marketing, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, having that empathy. More generally, do you take responsibility? Many people don't. Do you deliver results? Are you resilient? And do you contribute to others? Number 1 in the economic ranking of skills belongs to those who build the value of assets within society. Things such as schools and hospitals, businesses, technology platforms, networks, and intellectual property. Assets take blood, sweat and tears to put into place and produce benefits to people over a very long period of time. It's a moral imperative to build the assets of society over time, because that's what gives us a rich and dynamic society. People who can build the assets of society can ask for and get a share of the substantial wealth they are creating for others. But Tyler, based in Sunderland Central, has just as much access to the global economy as someone living in Hampstead. British businesses and brands are very successful globally, whether it's James Bond or British Aerospace, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge or Cambridge University, Coldplay or Liverpool Football Club. When British brands are successful globally, the revenues and profits go back to the UK. When British people invest in shares or property overseas, they own a little bit of the rest of the world. And when people from overseas own British assets, they own a little bit of us. As a country, our future is own or be owned. And I know many people aren't used to thinking in those terms, but that's one reason we need to teach people this stuff. Our secondary curriculum is currently 99% academic and 1% or less practical skills to prepare young people for the future workplace. Imagine the difference just shifting to 95% academic and 5% practical could make. In summary, my answer to Julie Elliott's question about what we do for the economy in areas like Sunderland Central is that it's absolutely clear what skills young people need in order to fit into the future economy. And it's absolutely clear that young people like Tyler actually have the aptitude for those skills. But we need to help them connect the dots and find out where they fit. We need to decide whether we're satisfied with the status quo, where 99% of the curriculum is academic and not work-related. And do we want to be the ones to push for something better?